Welcome in, everybody, to the Ball Does Lie podcast. I'm your host, Brendan, with my co-host, Amir. Amir, how you doing?
Doing well. How are you
All
doing
right.
today?
I'm doing good. There's a lot happening right now in the league. December just started. A lot of talk about Giannis and the Bucks. The Bucks not really performing up to, I think, expectation to this point in the season. Sounds like Giannis and his agent are exploring some options here for trading and working with the Bucks. So, just a quick question, you Amir, do you think Giannis is getting traded this season?
If not this season, this off season, I think this summer. So, I mean, the Bucks are 10th. They're 10 and 13 right now. And like, there's no one around Giannis that can make this team a viable option to contend in the East. Like, he's playing with Kevin Porter Jr., he's playing with Miles Turner. Like, Ryan Hollins looks great. Like,
He
he's
does. Hollins
looked
is
a lot,
great.
he's been amazing. But these aren't winning players, like even for the East, like right now, which is wide open this year, I think, until Jason Tatum comes back. But I just don't see them competing. And Giannis is a winner, and he's been far removed from that championship. It feels like they haven't gotten past the first round, I think, in 4 years now or whatever it's been. Um, so I think he finally will request a trade. His agent said that they're going to be exploring options whether they should stay or not, or if he has a better opportunity somewhere else. It's like obviously he's not going to have a good opportunity to win with the Bucks. Like they have no talent on this roster, and they don't have really the cap space because they waived and stretched Damian Lillard, so they're going to be paying him 22 million a year for the next 4 seasons. They waived and stretched him for 5 years, including this season, right? So after this season, he's still getting 22 million per year for 4 years, and that's huge with the first apron. How you get penalized and aren't able to basically aggregate contracts, leverage a buyout candidate in the buyout market. So Giannis is dedicated. He is a loyal guy. Like he said, he wants to stay with the Bucks, but he has shown clues and hints in the past that he's been frustrated and he wants to win and compete for championships. And I don't think they have an opportunity in the foreseeable future. They don't have the draft capital. They traded away their draft capital as well, right? So I think he does get traded. But my question to you is, where do you think he does end up if he gets traded this season? Like again, I don't know if he's going to get traded this year. He just left yesterday's game with a calf strain, non-contact injury, fell down to the ground. They said he's going to be reevaluated in the next 2 to 4 weeks, so he's going to miss potentially a month of basketball, and that means the Bucks are going to fall in the standings. I think the Bulls, I think the Hornets could surpass them, perhaps.
The
Um,
Hornets.
but even they're only 4 games behind, 3 games behind them right now at this point,
Yeah.
which is insane, right? So, um, I don't know, like, does that injury now, especially if it is an actual like severe calf strain, where he might have to miss a few months of basketball, would a team be willing to trade assets for him now when they know he might not even play this year? But he probably will, though, honestly, because right now it's a calf strain. I don't know what grade it is, but either way, where do you think he ends up? Like, where do you
Yeah.
think he fits the best? Like, what team can he help
Well, I
contribute?
think teams for sure will trade whatever they can at the chance of Giannis.
Everything.
He's a top five player, no matter where you want to rank him within that five. He's in the five. So teams will for sure give up a bunch just to have the chance at Giannis. I think the teams that probably make the most sense, the Spurs, are the kind of the first one that come to mind. The pairing of him and Wemby is terrifying from a defensive standpoint. Like, how the hell do you score on that team?
That's a wall.
Um,
Remember they said put up a wall on Giannis?
you,
They're a great wall right there.
yeah,
That's
they
insane.
literally are. That would be the perfect defense against them. But I think the Spurs they seem to have the players and capital to get Giannis. You know, you could package up Castle. We've talked about this on one of our latest pods. You could put Harrison Barnes in that package. Throw in some other expiring contracts. I think Olynyk could be included in that, and then a bunch of draft capital that the Spurs have that I know the Bucks are desperately trying to recoup. So I think the Spurs make a ton of sense for both sides. But I believe Brian Windhorst from ESPN, did report Giannis was looking to go to New York and was asking if there was any team to go to. He'd love to go to the Knicks. And him in New York would be very, very interesting. I think being able to stay in the East too is to Giannis's benefit. Would not want to go out west and have to compete with Jokic and the Thunder for the rest of his career, or at least in this little championship window that he has. So I think him in New York could be very interesting. I know Knicks fans seem to like Cat, but
Get
no
the hell out
problem
of here.
packaging Cat with a
Get
couple
the
other
hell out of
players and
here.
drafting.
Pack his own.
They've
I'll
said
pack his bag if I was a Knicks
I've
fan.
listened to some Nick pods and they seem to like Karl Anthony Towns, but I know they would all be willing to ship him out at the chance of Giannis. So I think Giannis in New York looks really interesting to me. And then the other team, the last team I would say out of these maybe three kind of most likely candidates would be the Warriors. Now for the Dubs, are you willing to give up Draymond Green, Kuminga for a guy like Giannis? I would say yes. This extends your window for Steph, kind of does justice for Steph in the twilight of his career. And I think that pairing, could you imagine a Steph and Giannis pick and roll like that? That alone just sounds insane. Or Giannis setting a pin down for Steph, and then the optionality out of that, Giannis could slip going right to the basket. Steph could curl right off, catch it, come right off another down, DHO. Like there's just so many different variables in the Warriors system that Giannis could fit into beautifully. Basically, upgrade Draymond to Giannis. That sounds like a win for the Dubs. But I guess who else would be included in that package that you want
I
to
was gonna
send
say,
out?
what the hell are they gonna trade? Who the hell? Let's trade Giannis for a 37-year-old Draymond. Like,
Well,
how
I
many
think you,
how
I
many
think,
picks do they have? That's the
well, I think
key.
you include Kaminga, and I think the Warriors do have their 26th first round pick, and I believe that you can stretch it into the third, like 2030 and 2032.
So 3
So
picks minimum, you're saying at least. Okay,
minimum,
that
minimum.
minimum 3. Yeah. Like if you're not giving up a young, I mean, I don't think Kuminga's that great. Like he's fine, but like
But he has
and
good trade value, and I think the way he started this season before he went out, he looked really good, honestly, and I think he surprised a lot of Warrior fans with his play. And I think if you get him out of the Warrior system, it just wasn't clicking. He just wasn't quite fitting into that kind of movement that Steve Kerr loves to preach. So I think getting a guy like Kaminga over to a team like Milwaukee, where I think he's going to have way more freedom, is super interesting. So I could see the Warriors looking really good.
that
Apologies
would
for
be
my dog
huge.
there.
All good. That would be huge, man, if you paired him up with Steph and Jimmy Butler. Like,
That's a legitimate championship trio right there. Could be.
yeah, I mean, Giannis's knock is he can't shoot, but like Jimmy come playoff time becomes a shooter. Jimmy Butler,
Jimmy
his
just
3-point,
becomes a demon
like
come
his
come
he
April.
for the floor, obviously the gravity was Steph, obviously from shooting from anywhere, but like the pick and roll between them two as well is insane. But like just that half court offense would be unreal with
Yeah,
Jimmy in the mid post, and then you got the pick and roll DHO with to your point with Giannis and Steph, like unreal. That would be an unreal trio, I
that
think.
would be. And I think just the off ball kind of options you would have, because Giannis is such a great screen setter, which I think is what makes Draymond so impactful too, along with Draymond's ability to just catch, swing, make a super quick decision. If Giannis can pick up a little bit of that, because Draymond's so great at that, I don't think you're going to get the same level with Giannis on that type of movement. But if he could get like 50% of that type of movement and swing passing that Draymond has mixed with his just physicality, I mean that it just opens up so many more options for the Warriors and makes them, I think, way more lethal, and much more of a contender.
I agree.
All right. So that was quick there. Just wanted to get your thoughts on Giannis. Thank you guys all for watching here on the Ball Does Live podcast. Amir and I will be back with some more episodes here as the holiday season gets rolling. Thank you guys all for watching. If you do like this content, please make sure to like and subscribe. Helps Amir and I continue to give you guys our takes. And thanks, Amir, and we'll see you soon.
See you soon.